Hello and welcome to Show of the Week with Outside Xbox. I'm Mike.
And I'm Jane. And this week I've been mostly appreciating character designs in Biker Gang Lifestyle Simulator Ride to Hell.
That's a bold haircut choice. And beard choice as well.
Looks like his head's on upside down.
Meanwhile, I've been honing my thievery skills in honour of our featured game this week, Thief.
Can I have your wallet?
No.
Well, I'm afraid you leave me no choice but to trade you this blackjack for the wallet.
No. I really don't know where I'm going wrong.
Where you're going wrong, Mike, is not being a master of theft like Garrett from Thief.
Some say that it's all in the timing.
A reboot of the series of stealthy robbery simulators that began in 1998 with Thief: The Dark Project.
Someone's been having too much fun here.
Your aim then as now is to break into homes from the medieval equivalent of MTV Cribs and nick as much stuff as you can carry without being inconveniently murdered by guards. Luckily, Garrett is a cut above the average thief of his time. Those guys, always ram-raiding the apothecary with their horse and carts. Not only does Garrett have unmatched skills in sneaking, hiding and whacking people over the head with his blackjack, he also has more varieties of specialised arrow than a lazily written Hawkeye comic. Torches causing you problems? Extinguish them with a water arrow. Guards in your way? Distract them with a blunt arrow. Can't reach a ledge? A rope arrow will sort you right out. Fingers crossed for a steal everything of worth in the mana arrow in the final game because we're busy people. In addition to these improbable arrows, Garrett also has a new ability known as Focus. This magical Ritalin allows him to concentrate on his environment to the point where traps and hidden wires are revealed, as well as slowing time during lockpicking, pickpocketing and combat. Purists may scoff at the very idea of needing a focus mode in a Thief game, which is why Eidos is letting players opt out of focus mode if they prefer their games to be way harder for no reason. Thief was originally announced way back in 2009. After a long and troubled development period, Thief's blend of stealth, action and intrigue is looking like it could actually be something very special indeed. It's definitely one we'll be keeping a close eye on, and not just because we don't want it running off with the family silver. Thief comes out next year on Xbox 360 and on Xbox One.
Right, so it's about distracting people and extinguishing light sources.
Yeah, it's partly about that, but
No, it's
there
cool.
is more
I've got
to
it.
being
It's
a
cool. I've got some
master
unfinished business
thief.
to sort.
Got his wallet.
Hey Mike, you still can't have my wallet.
No, I wasn't even coming for that. I was coming to distract you with something else. Talk to you about something else. Have you seen the new Thief game and how it's a total rip-off of Dishonored? Oh man, what a distracting opinion.
Well, yeah, that is pretty distracting if it weren't dead wrong.
So, at first glance, Dishonored, last year's supernatural assassin adventure, and Thief, next year's stealthy steal-em-up, look much alike. Here's Dishonored, and here's Thief. Here's Dishonored, and here's Thief. Dishonored, Thief. Okay, you get the idea. So I put it to you, producer of Thief, Stefan Roy, that your game is all kinds of inspired by the similarly dark and moody Dishonored. What do you say to that?
Yeah, but I would like to tell you that I think it could be maybe the opposite. I think Dishonored I've been inspired by Thief, because keep in mind, Thief is really the grandfather of this type of game.
Well, of course, Stefan, the original Thief predates Dishonored by 14 human years. That's about 100 years in dog years or 3 centuries in video game years. It was a marvellous game and remains influential, hence Dishonored borrows from Old Thief, as New Thief in turn borrows from Dishonored.
But yes, we played the Dishonored. It's an amazing game, and thanks to them, they proved that there is a big interest for that type of game. But at the same time, when we played, we noticed that it's a different experience.
Both the Thief reboot and Dishonored emphasise sneaking around in the shadows in explorable levels and playing to your own style. Be that more or less lethal, it's up to you. It's more lethal for me, if I'm honest. But where Dishonored is a game about avenging a dead empress, Thief is a game about stealing.
This game, Thief, it's really, everything is about the fantasy to be a master thief. So your goal is really to steal. And for example, Dishonored, it was a question of revenge, you know? So it's really different.
In Dishonored, you play the mute bodyguard turned assassin Corvo. In Thief, you play Garrett, the sardonic master thief.
Did you miss me?
Both games take place in gloomy old-world cities infested with plague, Dishonored in Dunwall and Thief in the city known as The City. Both cities have fancy brothel levels, but then again, which game doesn't? Literally no game, that's which. We've seen demos of a thief level in the gentleman's club called the House of Blossoms, while Dunwall's prosy palace was called the Golden Cat, maybe you remember. But while Dishonored was packed with magical powers bestowed by the supernatural outsider,
there are forces in the world and beyond the world. Great forces that men call magic. And now, these forces will serve your will.
Thief restricts itself mostly to the non-magical, unlike the previous Thief titles. Garrett is elite, but he's not superhuman.
But one thing that we decided to let behind, I don't know if you remember the first product, it's they used to have some magical aspect, you know, kind of, let's say, joking, but dinosaurs, stuff like that.
That being said, the plot of Thief turns on mysterious elements Roy describes as mystical. So, though you won't be possessing rats yourself, supernatural stuff isn't off limits for the story of Thief.
We decided to let the magical aspect behind, but let's talk about mystical. We still have this layer of mystical, and this is in the art of the story. You try to understand what's happening here.
Thief does take a lesson from Dishonored in Garrett's new swoop ability, the quick duck and rush maneuver seen here. Swoop is used for dodging between shadows or cover and feels totally ninja. It also feels like a shorter range non-magical version of Blink, Corvo's teleport ability in Dishonored. And then there's Thief's all-new focus ability mentioned earlier, which works a bit like Corvo's Dark Vision. Like Corvo's Dark Vision, focus is fueled by a fast depleting gauge which Garrett can refill with poppy flowers. Why poppies, you might ask? Is the new Garrett an opium fiend? Since when do poppies give you detective vision? We'll find out next year. So, to put it briefly, Mike, Thief doesn't steal from Dishonored so much as take back some things Dishonored borrowed from it in the first place, with a few of Dishonored's good ideas on top. To put it even more briefly, you're wrong, and keep your hands off my wallet.
Now it's time to share what you've been saying on the site, on YouTube, and written on toilet walls in nightclubs.
Oh, that number didn't work. I tried it.
Man, now how are we supposed to know what that was a drawing of? First up on our video of the astonishing Ride to Hell Retribution, Ben Borthwick says, I'm fairly certain the player and Sarah character models freaking out on the bike was more sexy than the actual sex scene.
Real bikes do not move like this, I've got to say.
Sarah's having some sort of fit.
Yeah.
You're right, that is super hot. We also played some of Black Ops 2's new zombies experience, Buried.
Hold them off.
Hooray!
My sci-fi super gun.
That gun is the best thing.
It is the best thing. I'm going back to the mystery box. Kevin says, when you say I'm going to the mystery box, it sounds like a euphemism for the loo.
That's what it was a euphemism for. That's why my character just stood still while you guys got killed.
Okay then. The other big news this week was the GTA 5 gameplay trailer. Sorofov has their priorities straight and says, what I want to know is there a regenerative health system like they did in RDR, or do they still use health kits? But stock market, damn that's nice!
Yes, finally they've included a working stock market. I'm going to keep a mad close eye on my security investments and sell them off once their long-term moving average drops below their short-term averages. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. The Iron Brew, however, has simpler tastes and says, first thing I'm going to do is ram a tree at full speed with the first car I get to, see if it breaks, then a bush. While Nico Bellyache says, can't wait to try and ride the speed bike straight down from the highest peak of the mountain, or load wild animals into the large aircraft and drop them on people in the city to be attacked. Getting too many good ideas, LMFAO.
Yeah, but working stock market. Imagine going short on a derivative only for the market to reassert itself at a value above the value of the original stock. Game of the year.
Uh-huh. Finally, a poignant plea from Ulex, who watched our Call of Duty dog video and commented, I loved the dog, and I'm pretty sure I'd like to be a dog instead of a human.
Wow, that is so sad and distracting.
I can see you.
Right, 1 second. How about now?
Yes, you're very clearly still visible.
Fine, I'm gonna go back to the studio.
All right, I'll see you later. Guy's phone.
That is your lot, but don't forget, between now and next time, why don't you like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, where we occasionally say cool things, we swear.
Oh, and be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube as well for daily video nonsense. See you there. Jane, have you seen my watch and my shoes?
No, what do they look like?
Exactly like that and those.
Oh, these. Oh, I've had these for ages.